like the biggest advantage to trade the pool. I mean, you get a much larger account to trade with, so you can trade larger size on your favorite setups or something that you feel a lot of conviction in.
How are you doing, everybody? This is another Funded Trader video of Trade a Pool. Today is Alexander with me. How are you doing, buddy?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. As you know, we're celebrating, we talked about it, celebrating 1 year for Trade a Pool. And that's a great time to do this interview. You know, the Funded Trader, that interview. So other traders that watching it right now can actually get inspired by your story, the way that you traded, the way that you passed the evaluation. And besides that, just understand that it's possible, because a lot of the traders are trading broker account, just a normal retail account, want to move to the prop field, but I guess they're scared or not sure how it goes. So that will be very helpful to hear it from you. So how long you been trading for?
Probably about 3 years, but nothing very consistent. I have never been able to dedicate a lot of time just because I've worked other jobs and have other responsibilities, and so this is like one of the first opportunities I've had to really go deeper and just attribute more time to it.
So that, first of all, that's amazing. I love to hear that. If we helped you to start your journey, to the real journey or real career in your trading, that's incredible. And now that you got funded, is that your first time, a first attempt that you traded the evaluation?
Yeah, it was my first attempt, which I was actually pretty proud of because I came very close to having the account closed. I
Right.
think I just I didn't start slow enough and the risk management wasn't there. And so I don't know, after the first week I was really close to getting closed out and had to just kind of reevaluate everything and change what I was doing.
So that's also amazing because most of our traders will need at least 2, 3, even 5 attempts until they pass the evaluation. And you did it with 1 attempt, 1 shot. That's incredible.
Thank
So
you.
congrats on that. Yeah, very nice work. And let's talk a little bit about your trading, because I'm going through your dashboard and looking at your trades. You usually trade, you have like a mix between small cap and big tech, right? So tell me a little
Yes.
bit about them. Why do you trade big techs? Why do you go to the small cap? How does it working for you?
Well, I think what really lined up nicely is when I started the account, we were getting right into earnings season.
Hmm.
And so a lot of those big tech names will have outsized moves and a lot higher liquidity during the earnings. And so um, that was a lot of my focus is looking to trade names that were act like had earnings that morning or the evening before. Um, and so I kind of just I trade what is in play and where most volume is being done, primarily by retail participants. And so when the small cap sector heats up and you get more activity there, then I might move to smaller cap names. But during earnings season, a lot of the activity is in larger names, and so I'll just go where most activity is.
Yeah, so that's a great move by you, because a lot of the times you will trade, a trader will try to find his niche, and that's super good, but you gotta be able to adjust yourself to be a little bit more flexible when trading, because there are a period of times where the big techs will take the lead and will be the best stocks to trade. But are different times where the market will be much more like a sideway, and then the penny stocks or the IPOs, those kind of stocks will be more in play, and you can find your edge over there. So it's important to have this, like a big arsenal that you can actually play with and change your trading style whenever it's needed.
Exactly.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about one of the good trades that you made here in this evaluation. What is it that you're looking for? Are you looking for more pullbacks, breakouts, reversals?
I think a lot of times I'll be looking for reversals. I like to play names that are either heavily extended to the downside or heavily extended to the upside. Um, but a lot of the times I find that it's usually not intraday. And so a name will get very extended and then create a range for that day. And then the next day, I'll have a lot better risk reward or be able to manage risk um, against like the top or bottom of that range from the previous day. Some of the difficulties I've had are trying to pick tops and bottoms intraday when names are just breaking down or breaking out. So that was one of the things I've adjusted in my trading. I mean, I'll play a lot of breakouts as well, but that also just depends on like what type of market we're in. Um, like right now, it's a little bit more volatile. It's weaker, and so you see more up and down moves.
Mhm.
Whereas 2 months ago, everything was breaking out.
Yeah.
So breakouts worked a lot better then. Now breakouts have been failing. Been a lot more false breakouts. So it really just depends on what kind of market we're in.
So let's talk a little bit about that, but because this is a great topic to cover for the guys that watching right now. You know, maybe they've been trading for a few months or even a year or so, but they're missing that piece of a puzzle. How do you define the market that you're in, right? Because like you said, there are times where the breakouts will be better, the reversal will be better, stuff like that, pullbacks. So how, as you as a trader, how do you define those period of times?
A lot of it is looking at the indices and seeing, are we trading above a lot of the key moving averages, the 20, the 50, the 5, depending on what time frame you're looking at. Are those moving averages moving higher? Are they flat? Are they in a downtrend? Um, I think more recently in this pullback we've had in the broad market, you saw the indices turn lower. Um, and so that was a good indication that there's just a little bit more uncertainty, there's more selling pressure. Um, in a market that's moving lower, even strong names, the breakouts aren't going to be as effective or as efficient. You'll get a lot more false breakouts in markets where the overall market's breaking out or those moving averages are moving higher. Breakouts tend to work a lot better and be more um, effective or yeah, just a more effective strategy. So a lot of it's looking at large market and just seeing where the general trends are. Also looking at like key names like Nvidia and Tesla have been two of the biggest names this year, and just they kind of lead the general market. And so, um, yeah, if Nvidia starts to turn lower or Tesla starts to look weak, those have been the strongest names. And so I want to take note of that and just know that we might be in a period of a weaker market.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And maybe I'll add to that as well. Once you see that we broke through a major resistance level in the market, in the indices, this will be a great indication. And the price pulling back to that level and held it as support, for example, that will be a great indication that a new break should arrive, you know, in an uptrend basically will continue. So yeah, I like that very much. And let's talk a little bit about Trade Pool. How did you find us, by the way?
I think just online, or maybe it was through a podcast. You guys were doing a promotion with a podcast that I was listening to.
Chat with traders.
Chat with Traders, correct. Yeah. And I think I heard it there. And then I had never heard that you could actually get funded or that there was programs like this. And so I've heard of it, a lot of them with like Forex or um, currencies or like other markets, but not US stocks. And so that was interesting to me. And so that's kind of how I got started.
Nice. And how did you like it? I mean, you have a broker account, right? You have your own account. So
Yeah.
how do you find like the differences, and then what do you prefer to trade, I guess?
Um, I think the built-in risk parameters were like the biggest advantage to trade the pool. I mean, you get a much larger account to trade with, so you can trade larger size on your favorite setups or something that you feel a lot of conviction in. But the risk parameters were something that I had always struggled with. I mean, I know that when I trade poorly and I might take a few losing trades in a row, the chances that I make a winning trade that same day are very low. And so with the built-in risk parameters, it'll lock me out if I have a really bad day, which is just helpful. I've always been able to make good trades, but I've had problems kind of stopping myself from making bad trades. And so that's been one of the huge advantages of this is although it sucks and is unfortunate to get stopped out, it's sometimes kind of necessary to stop yourself from taking further losses.
Yeah, 100%. That's it's sometimes, as you said it, sometimes you want to continue to trade, but you're stopped out. That's it. You're done for today. But it actually a good thing, because in most cases, if you would continue to trade, you will blow the account on the
Yeah.
retail account, right? That makes sense. Okay, that was a great insight, I guess, for everyone that will listen to it. And obviously, I wish you lots of success, Alexander. Hopefully, the first check will come very soon for both of us. And yeah, if you're on Discord, feel free to drop some advices and tips along the way. Most of the traders really like to hear, someone that made it to the next step, basically.
Awesome. All right. Thank you.
Sounds good. All righty, buddy. Take care for now.